back to Adam Abdallah, and let's lunch rush it, brought to you by our friends at Fry the Coop, with almost soon-to-be 9 Chicagoland locations. That 9th store in Bolingbrook is about to open. 8 up and running right now, and it is the best chicken sandwich you're ever going to have. There's got to be a Fry the Coop near you. Check them out today. Adam.
What's up, jentlemen?
What's up,
As Jurko eats his bag of chips.
He's had a hot dog and some
hot
chips.
Dog. We do the lunch rush here. So over the weekend, we know that Matthew Judon was traded to the Falcons. It came down to the Bears and Falcons. Albert Breer posted a tweet yesterday kind of reshaping the narrative of it, that he was presented the Falcons or the Bears, and he chose the Falcons, not the Patriots. He decided the Patriots gave him
the choice
of going to either the Bears or the Falcons, and he chose the Falcons.
Yeah, Adam and I were texting about this yesterday. Like, he hasn't been given a new contract. And so maybe he'll just play it out the way Keenan Allen's doing here. Keenan Allen never raised a stink. He goes, I'm going to make my $23 million this year, and I'm going to play.
Yeah.
And I'm going to bet on myself. I don't know if they're going to work out a new deal with Judon or not, but Adam and I were texting, and I said, do you think it's got something to do with the fact that he looked at an easier path to the playoffs by playing with Atlanta, because that division is going to be more winnable? And Adam said, well, maybe it's the contract, but he hasn't received one. I mean, like, is he? I don't know. Maybe it's a combination. All things considered, he might have just said, I'll go play in the NFC South because it's going to be an easier path for me to get into.
He may have more faith in what Atlanta's doing.
Maybe.
He may look at that division and say, hey,
veteran quarterback.
This division's a little bit easier.
Yeah, easy division.
For this team that, meanwhile, Detroit and Green Bay, if I go to Chicago, there's no guarantees we make the playoffs.
Right.
But if I stay here, there's a real nice shot that I end up in the playoffs.
That's what I was wondering. Yeah, because he still, as far as I know, there is no new contract extension.
And it could be as simple as he's from close to Atlanta, too.
Maybe.
And that's where he wanted to be.
So he ends up going with Atlanta. Yeah, the Bears and the Falcons we talked about this when the report originally happened, that Atlanta sort of wanted they figured New England was sort of figuring that the pick from Atlanta would be better. And we're like, well, it's going to be close. I mean, if Kirk Cousins stays healthy, Atlanta's going to win that division, I think.
Yeah, so I think if Cousins stays healthy, I think Atlanta wins that division.
I think, if things go well here in Chicago and in Atlanta, like, you're probably looking at 2 10-7 teams. So they're going to be awfully close. But it was interesting to read Albert Breer say that it was ultimately Judon's choice, and he said he wanted to go down to Atlanta. All right, Adam, what else?
We've got some NFL power rankings now that the second preseason game is over, the third preseason game for the Bears. From ESPN.com, your top 5, the Chiefs, the Ravens, the 49ers, the Lions, and the Philadelphia Eagles.
Okay. I mean, I don't know how you can change too much based off of the exhibition season because, again, so many guys aren't playing. Some teams do play their starters. A bunch haven't had their starters even sniff much action. But, okay, where are the Bears in those rankings?
The Bears are number 17 behind the Pittsburgh Steelers at 16, which is ridiculous.
Boy, I tell you what, that Steelers O-line right now and neither quarterback really – I mean, I don't think either quarterback inspired much confidence.
Yeah.
But their line is kind of a mess. I mean, Mike Tomlin was hot about it. I love listening to Mike Tomlin talk. I mean, I don't know if you saw any of the press conference, but I mean, he came out and he put a flame torch to his offensive line, and rightfully so. It's been an issue now for a while, and they don't get that cleaned up. It might not matter if it's Russell Wilson or Justin Fields. Ultimately, maybe it will be better if it's Justin because he can do more.
Yeah,
he can do more with his legs. But I don't think that's a good situation there. I don't know. I think I'd put the Bears slightly ahead of them right now. Would you guys agree?
Yeah, I would put the Bears ahead of them. I mean, the Bears have a quarterback. The Steelers don't.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I think we saw from Russell Wilson in limited action and a lot of action from Justin Fields the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, not good.
And what Caleb Williams looks like and what the potential can be.
Yeah.
That
I think the situation's better here.
Yeah, the situation's much better. They are ahead of the Colts at 18, the Falcons at 19, and the Chargers at 20.
All right, that's probably again where you get into that middle part and like we're kind of splitting hairs a little, and there's not a whole bunch of relevant data to go on other than a
lot of difference there.
Who are the bottom 5, Adam? Just out of curiosity. I think we can guess.
Scrolling. The Panthers at 32.
Yep.
The Broncos at 31, the Patriots at 30, the Cardinals at 29, and the Commanders at 28.
So the Bo Nix show has done nothing to really change those rankings. I mean, if we're going to go off of, a preseason through 2 weeks, Bo Nix has looked fantastic. But, again, you take it all with a grain of salt. And it's obviously not affected those power rankings too much. But Nix has looked great. I mean, he looked very sharp and like he knows where to go with the ball. And look, he's a kid who played a lot of college football. A lot. I mean, how many games did Bo Nix end up playing, Chris? 50? Right? I mean,
he finished his college career starting the most games any quarterback's ever started,
there you
right?
go.
Isn't that the stat heading into the draft?
I think you're right, Chris. I mean, so like he's played a lot of football. He's prepared himself a lot, and maybe that helps a little. I think there are some limitations ultimately to Bo Nix, and it might not allow him to be a great quarterback in the NFL, but he's looked very sharp in the action he's gotten in the preseason.
Abdallah mentioned the Steelers. Did anyone else take in the Steelers and the Bills on Saturday night?
I just saw highlights
on the NFL Network with Trubisky and Fields having a how would you say? What's the nice way of saying this?
What I was going to say would have to be dumped.
A blank off with each other.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they both looked terrible, and I just was sitting there watching the game thinking to myself, thank God we have Caleb Williams now.
Yeah, I'm ready to turn the page, right? I'm glad the Bears have too. Absolutely. What else, Adam?
All right, so tomorrow the Aaron Rodgers book is released by Ian O'Connor. We talked about it. Jurko, are you still, first of all, are you still willing to take this book with you on vacation and read it?
Absolutely.
Okay, because I have to order it.
Do it.
We were not, I don't think we qualify as high-level enough media to get a free copy.
I'm a little, I
did not get...
Hold on. I know how to work around this. Book Ian O'Connell on the show, and then he will say, when we go to put him on with Carmen and Jurko, he'll say, do you guys want a copy? And he'll send it.
Yeah, but we won't get that in time because Jurko's last day here, because you guys are out at Twin Peaks, is Thursday.
Can you get it to the studio by Thursday?
If I order on Amazon, I can get it by Thursday.
You can get it by tomorrow.
Only if Jurko is going to read it.
What about a tablet? Do you need the hard copy?
I don't play tablet games.
Yes, you do. All you do is play on your tablet.
No, I don't. I don't have a tablet.
Your phone.
Your phone is a tablet.
Not a tablet. I'm not going to read small writing like that. No.
Get him the book, Adam.
All right.
The book. I want the hard copy.
Daniel will expense it.
If I'm going to read it, I want the copy of it. That way I can just put it in my library.
I still can't see him actually reading.
There's no way he comes back having read
right next to the book, The Case for Israel.
The case.
Can you do us a favor, Jurko? While you're traveling around Europe, can you just take photos of the book?
Yeah, it'd be like
in
my
different
Flat
locations.
Stanley. It'll be my Flat Stanley.
Do you want to do one of a flat Caleb Williams while you're over there?
That would be awesome.
No.
Like if we made it.
Yeah, we could get it. No, come on. No, think about it. Marketing could get us one, and it could be
what do I look like?
ESPN Chicago marketing with Caleb Williams' picture.
What do I look like? Your pool boy? I'm just going to do what you guys want me to do?
Yes.
No, it don't work that way.
1,000%.
It would be
one task at a time, gentlemen.
All right, so the book is out.
So the book is out. There's some news coming from it. I mean, this is all like old rehashing stuff, I guess, but it's kind of news. So after a pre-draft workout that included a cameo appearance from receiver Jerry Rice, who ran routes for Rodgers, Buccaneers coach John Gruden told Rodgers, if you're there at 5, we're taking you. Obviously, they didn't.
Why didn't they?
They took Cadillac Williams.
The running back.
Well, what's that all
And
about?
then Ron Brown went next, I think. Ronnie Brown? To the Dolphins.
I think he might have. What do you think is all? What's behind that? You think? Like, why would he tell him that? And then they had the 5th pick and they passed for a running back.
We know how much he loves quarterbacks. I don't know why he didn't try to collect another.
Right? I mean, now granted, the game's still a little bit different way back then, where wasn't as uncommon where you're drafting running backs in the top 10 and you're drafting them high.
I mean, the Bears took Cedric Benson that year.
Was that 05? That was the year the Bears took Benson. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Said Benson went 4. Cadillac Williams went 5. Yep, that's exactly.
I believe
Ronnie Brown was 2 that year.
Yeah, to the Dolphins with Saban.
Boy.
So look at that. I mean, how different, guys. 2005. Now it's almost 20 years ago. In the top 5, 3 running backs: Ronnie Brown, Said Benson, Cadillac Williams. How about that?
And they're all wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
all
the
misses.
That's the other thing. Like all misses, right? I mean, who was that? Ronnie Brown was probably the best out of the crew.
Well, Carton, you said it's 20 years ago, but like that was wrong logic then.
You're probably right.
You know what I mean? Like
they got them all wrong. None of them turned out to be great. I don't even know who you say was the best out of the group. Who played the most games? I'm trying to see. Did Ronnie? I'm guessing Ronnie Brown did.
Ronnie Brown. He made a Pro Bowl.
Okay, so Ronnie was the best one, I guess. Yeah, Ronnie Brown played 132 games, and that's the most out of those guys. Seth Benson played 96. Cadillac Williams played 81.
Is DeMarcus Ware the best player out of that group?
Oh, probably, right?
And
Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers.
Well, yeah, but I'm talking about everybody picked beforehand.
Oh,
yeah, probably
Alec
DeMarcus Ware.
Barron. Matt Jones was a disappointment. Went to Jacksonville. He was terrible.
Sean Merriman was pretty good.
Well, Matt Jones also.
Frank Gore was in that draft.
Yes,
Sean, don't pay the Merriman.
Sean Merriman was great for a little while, but injuries cut his career short.
David Pollock's career ended because of injury.
It did. DeMarcus Ware made the Hall, and obviously made the Hall of Fame, and obviously Aaron Rodgers will. So they'll end up being two Hall of Famers from that class. But yeah, all right. So I don't know why Gruden pivoted, but I'm trying to think of who the GM was at the time. I can't think back that far. I feel like I'm looking at him, but I can't place it. So
Ted Thompson.
No, I'm talking about the
GM of the Packers or GM of
the GM of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers, yeah.
All right, what else, Adam?
That's the lunch rush.
That's the lunch rush. We'll do our players of the weekend coming up next.